All right, welcome back to another episode of War in the Sea Pacific. And Gogofly here, so I'd like to say thanks for watching. So what I've done in the last couple days is the beginning of the game is pretty slow. You're waiting for command points and engagements and that kind of thing. And in this particular map, we have Milne Bay and Port Moresby are usually the first to be engaged by the enemy. And what we did is we had a engagement. They seemed to be a battleship group with a carrier, and we didn't have enough to engage them, but we did our best to try and deter them, and I think we did. But depending on what happens, I've lost them from the day to the night, and because we didn't have the aircraft, sending out 3 aircraft at a time kind of thing. Our air cobras are up, but these guys here, they don't really, they can go after a destroyer maybe, but Horn Island has only got 3 air cobras, and they only do about 208, so they can't even get to the engagement. They can get to here, Port Moresby, but that's about it. Beauforts have all been shot down. At Milne Bay, that's our main force that we have right now. So if we see them, we have to engage with these engagements. We did send out a bunch of, we had another engagement down here between Truck, and I sent as you see these markers here, they were heading south. They're out of range now from the Wasp. But yeah, we were able to send a bunch of Dauntlesses and Helldivers and Helldivers with torpedoes, and they put miner on a battleship. American torpedoes really don't do much, so yeah, that's a thing. So we've gone 2 weeks into the game, and what do we got in the dockyard? Nothing in the dockyard. What are our losses? Just still the 2 Clemsons from the early Midway Island engagement from aircraft. Enemy losses. Merchant, oiler. We did destroy the Haru carrier. Sorry I didn't get to show you that, but when you're buzzing through recording out the non-important stuff, you have these engagements that sometimes just pop up, but then there's nothing after that. So the way I do my videos is, if I'm going to skip some time to help you guys to get into more engagements, occasionally I'll come across something that I wish I had been able to record, but I didn't. So yeah, that's a thing. I think we hit him with 4 torpedoes and he went down. This destroyer here, I think he got T-boned by a big battleship or something, because I didn't hit him and he went down. And then these guys are just my submarines doing their business, I think. So let's get into it. Let's see what we can find. What have I added? Okay, so we are starting to do the conversion, switch into the type C3 SA1s. They have better guns, and they do an ample amount of cargo, and they're faster. They travel at 18 nautical miles an hour. These Macaulays are okay, but they're pretty slow. The C3s are good, but they're expensive. These are cheaper than the big C3s. So they're going back to Midway to reload. 5 points, but do we have, yeah, it's just the one there. What do we got over here? Task Force 41. And what are they doing? They're going to go back to Wake Island. Let's manage their cargo. make sure nobody's damaged here. I wish when you realign, you could things stay where they are, these boxes. So if I pop up the task button, it'll come over here. This manage cargo box seems to prompt in this area here every time. I wish that wasn't the case, but or we could move it and it would stay in a certain place. All right, so what do we need? Let me go look first. I should have done that first. So we're good on supplies, but we want to pack this up. And by pack it up, I mean we don't necessarily want it to be a we don't really want this airfield higher. We don't really want this to be higher. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this a offloading point from Midway. So as many supplies and troops and engineering and fuel that we can get over here, the better. So we're going to have a constant group of cargo ships going back here. Once we find that we are at a point where we want to choose a target, excuse me, whether it be the Gilbert Islands or the Caroline Islands, or maybe coming down here into the Solomon Islands, we'll determine that, and then our jump off point will be Wake Island. But we may go and to do some like bombing first with ships once we get the command points to do so. So let's back here. Let's get some task force supplies moving. And what we wanted to do? Oh, just to remind, let's load them up first, and then we'll talk. So troops. We're gonna go with engineering and fuel. So it's pretty well rounded. Now, what I wanted to talk about is this 3-column here. This is the formation I like to go in. What you do is you put the most protected ship in the middle, and then you have like 3 and 2 are my destroyers, so they will do submarine guard, and then the back will be just the slower ships. So that's what, and with larger forces, I'll go to the Hornet to show you how it looks. But I also like to spread them out, because if you go into engagement, and it's not an aircraft engagement, but it's engagement, you can change this before you go into the actual engagement, and that will improve the distance of the ships, spread them out more, so your maneuvering is easier. If they're in close, you could move one, and then another ship near it could be still in line, and you might not have the time to move both of them properly. So let's get these guys over to Wake. Formation, let's go to the Wasp and see what that looks like. So again, with this 3-column, you can put the one you want to be defended against the most, 1, and as you see, I have two actually four heavy cruisers surrounding it, with the best AA I can find, and then you have a lead with a destroyer and a stern with a destroyer for guard, submarine guard. So that's the formation. And once I add more ships, which will probably be, I want to get a battleship and another carrier, and battleship, carrier, and then one more destroyer, and then this group will be well protected and well ready to go in and battle pretty much anything. So speaking of which, you are doing a blah blah blah. We did see yesterday, the day 15, a carrier. I believe we attacked it but didn't destroy it, or maybe we did, and I can't remember. Maybe that's the one. They may be returning to go or still heading on, I don't remember. But we're putting them in this box here. As you remember, we have up Dauntless's Avengers, blah blah blah, and I will spawn in some Wildcats when necessary. And with those cruisers, heavy cruisers, they have 4 certain planes on them, so they're doing our screen. These guys are heading back. The Cimarron is heavily damaged. I think that's deceiving medium speed. That's it without any damage, but I don't think it travels more than 3 nautical miles an hour. But for some reason, it's beating this group. This group is damaged as well, but not as bad. They went and dropped off supplies down here. We have more supplies down here and a whole thing of fuel. And we also went off to Port Moresby and we dropped off a whole thing of fuel, some engineering, and some troops, I believe. They need more supplies as well, but we'll see. So they're a little bit better fortified, but not enough to upgrade their airfields or anything. 200, yeah. What's the other one say? Yeah, so if I was to upgrade, I want to upgrade this to a level 5 airfield. That's going to be a lot of supplies. So these 2 groups need to be larger ships, faster ships, and be able to travel more engineering and fuel and supplies to do that. I think 4,600 troops is enough for that base, but we need more engineering and fuel to up the airfield. So that's what we're doing. So let's get the ball rolling and see where we can go and try and make this a quick episode at 12 minutes in. So we're just sending out, what do we got over here going? I want to get out a scout plane. We're not going to put anything on it. 1160. Let's see what that does for us. We'll just have him do that continually. And while we're at it, let's do this. I want to have these guys in a depth charge sub screen over the group always. First thing first is they're gonna probably be a very good option for submarines that are spotted. Third thing is if they get attacked by a surface force, these guys can go and target, make our gunnery more accurate. So it's good to have aircraft up in the air on a regular basis. So at least that's what I think. As we do that, I'm spotting a plane here that's not doing anything. Let's see if we can reevaluate that. Maybe he'll move now. Do want to have something flying out here. Beaufort's pretty much have the longest range. What's nothing? Nothing 702. That's what we're going to use. So 702. What can we get out of this? I just want that to be the quick response site. So we're going to do that. I could have them zigzag all over the place, but really I just want to make sure. And I will send out this guy because we did have something in question harassing us. So let's do that. And he's got somewhere two guys can drop a bomb. I think that's about it for now. So let's keep going. I'm halfway done with this video here. Let's see if we can get an engagement. Okay. So again, down here we have I do not think that there's a carrier here, but let's go to see if we can shake this up. If we come into a buttload of zeros, our guys are going to turn tail and run, and we'll see what happens from that. And they zip right off the map. So that's kind of odd, but let's just get them doing a thing. Have them do that. What are you doing, Flying Fortress? Avenger. MSAO, I'm going to send out a group. They say they're cargo ships. I don't necessarily believe that, but let's send out a group here. We like to have aircraft in case we get out there and it's not two cargo ships and it's a bunch of, maybe it's a light carrier or carrier there. We want to have some cover for our bombers. So what we're going to do is we're going to send out Wildcats, and I want to have, if it's cargo ships, let's try something different here. We have 8 of these, which means I can send out 4, and we'll do torpedoes. Yeah. And good, that's long enough. Okay. And when they're the leaders, we're going to have the fighters follow the leaders. So hopefully that will be a thing. So let's see if we can engage. And they're heading north, not south. So Avengers, you need to be this way, not the other way. Let's see what we get here. Really? Wow. Talk about lucky. Alright, so this oiler is the one that we're really concerned with, so these two guys, I want to go this way. I want these guys to go this way. I want these guys to go that way. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this guy attack him. No, I mean him. I mean the oiler. make sure it's the one with the both guns. They kind of look similar, but yeah, that's the one. You are going to be going after that guy. And you are a MS. So 1, 2, 3, 4, center, tall. And that's what that is. So these guys are going to go after. Pretty important that we get this oiler out, oiler gone. So we are going to actually wait for them to do their thing. Let's get the ball rolling here so that we can. Everybody on the deck. Kind of dark. Let's see if they turn. So these guys, I think we can send them in. Send them in. These guys. Let's send these guys first. I'm not going to do them auto attack. I want them to get close. Because I have a feeling what is going to happen is that they're going to turn. I'm going to have these two guys circle and wait. I initially wanted to use them as a distraction. And I may change that later, but we'll see. So I want them both to go in at the same time. I want them to help each other. So when this guy gets close, who's attacking, then we'll send them both in at the same time. You guys just turn, and if I need to use you, I will. So let's see what we got. See what kind of cinematography I can do on this. And this might be our only engagement for the day, but just want to let you know I'm still thinking about keeping this series going. So I just sometimes videos for me without doing all the editing. I feel like I'm wasting a lot of your time, so I don't want to do that. Alright, where are you guys? Come on. Well, we go into one of the aircraft here. That looks good. What about over here? Yeah. There we go. That two will do that, you. And 1, 2. There we go. They should both go down from that. That should be enough. Not a bad little photo there. Let's see what kind of damage we got on these guys. Critical. He's going down. This guy may burn down, so let's see what happens. And while we're at it, there goes one. You, my friend, are sunk. What's your status? So we're going to let you burn a little bit, and hopefully you will take care of business as well. One missed torpedo. I think it was one. Was it? Yeah, I think so. Maybe it disappeared, so who knows. That torpedo's going forever, isn't it? I'm really fascinated by these Avengers. I don't know if you can get them to dive bomb. I haven't been able to get it to work, but let's not lose any of them. You gonna light up again, or are you gonna be a distraction that I'll have to deal with? We may have to take care of you. In fact, let's just do that. Just for a cinematic. It's got to be the worst formation I've ever seen. Descend right over the aircraft, right over the ship you're going to attack. Did you just blow up again? No? See how this works out for us. I think we got 2 torpedoes remaining in our group. The 2 low guys, I think, that guy below us and that guy. So let's see what happens here. Okay. So that's gonna do nothing. We shouldn't drop anything. We should form back up. I guess that explosion we heard was enough. So, all right. So we will return to the carrier with a few points in our pocket and let that be good. So retreat. That will be the end of this video, so thank you for watching, and we'll get on with another one, hopefully with more action for you. So see you next time, guys.